Hey everybody, Sean of All Trades here. Today I'm going to show you how to use fabric as wallpaper, applying it with liquid starch. This is super fun, very dramatic, super easy, and it's renter friendly because when you're done, this stuff peels right off and can be cleaned up with soap and water in no time.
For this project, you're going to need fabric, liquid starch, a paintbrush, roller and pan, a rotary cutter, scissors, push pins, a straight edge, and a razor blade, not pictured.
First thing you want to do is pick your fabric. Obviously you want to pick a pattern you like, but the fabric can't be too thick or heavy, or else the liquid starch application isn't going to keep it glued to the wall. You can't use like velvet or something heavy like that.
Next, you're going to measure your walls to calculate how much fabric you should buy. You should order 10 to 15% more fabric than you need to account for mistakes and overlap. Next, you prep the wall. Pull any nails out, clean it, and paint over any discolorations that might show through the fabric. Now you're ready to start applying the fabric. Start in a corner and pin the fabric to the top corner and along where the wall meets the ceiling. Make sure to have at least 1 inch of overlap in both directions. Get your pattern as straight and level as you can.
You can see right here, there's a teeny little part that's going to get covered. I don't want to cut into a whole giant piece of fabric just to cover that teeny little bit. So I'm going to cut off the fabric just about here and then use a piece of scrap to cover that little widget bit.
Once your fabric is pinned to the top of the wall, apply your liquid starch. Get underneath the fabric and apply the starch to the wall with a paint roller from top to bottom. Go ahead and be liberal. Lay it on thick so the wall's good and wet. Once the wall's covered in starch, start laying down the fabric. Use your hand to press it into the wall, smoothing it out to avoid any wrinkles. Try not to pull or distort the fabric as you're laying it down. Keep the pattern nice and straight. Let the fabric hang as naturally as you can. If there's any wrinkles or inconsistencies, smooth them out by tugging on a corner or pull one of the pins from the top and tug up. Once you got the fabric where you want it, throw in a pin every now and then to keep it there. When the fabric is secured, go over the top with a roller or brush, letting the liquid starch permeate all the way through the fabric. For the next piece of fabric, pin a corner, then get the patterns as lined up as you can. The first piece should still be wet, so you can lay the edge into place with your hand. Overlap the fabric as little as you can get away with. Once the patterns are lined up, pin the overlapping edge in place, then pin the new fabric to the top of the wall near the ceiling. Apply liquid starch the same way you did with the first piece, then lay it down. Use your brush to apply starch into the corners where the roller won't reach. You can go right over the push pins. Continue this process all the way around the room. Once the fabric's all hung, go around and check for wrinkles and look at the corners. That's where the fabric tends to peel away. Then go to bed, let it dry overnight. The next day, trim the excess fabric. Pull out the push pins, then use a rotary cutter and straight edge to cut along the corners of the room. This is super satisfying. A straight edge will keep you honest, but running a rotary cutter along the corner of a wall freehand is pretty easy. It's all about how fussy you are. Use fabric scissors to get into the corners and snip away any bits that the rotary cutter doesn't reach. Now, peel away the excess fabric. That's the good stuff. Once the fabric is all trimmed, go back in with a paintbrush and liquid starch to touch up any areas that may have peeled off. Hang up your paintings and doodads. You're good to go.
There you have it. The room is done. I think it looks pretty good. The only thing I'll say is we purchased hand-printed fabric, and the problem with hand-printed fabric is that sometimes the pattern's a little bit offset. So there are some imperfections in this fabric that you see on the wall, and it kind of looks like I put the fabric up wrong. If you're okay with those kind of imperfections, so be it. I'm okay with it. If not, make sure you get factory-printed fabric. Please like and subscribe, and keep watching Sean of All Trades. I'll be back with more videos. Cheers.